Hi, and welcome to Have an IPA with a CPA. We're here to share ideas to help you and your business make more money and keep more of the money you make. I'm Kelli Estrada.
And I'm Brooke Hupp. Kelly and I are with Mueller Pye and Associates. We have offices in Northern Colorado and Katy, Texas. Today we're in the barrel room at Liquid Mechanics, award-winning Liquid
Yep.
Mechanics in Lafayette, Colorado.
Yeah, and today's topic is going to be about preparing 1099s. We feel like this is such an important topic for so many of our clients, and we hope that you'll find this information useful today.
So Kelly, what is a 1099?
Yeah, Brooke, a 1099 is an IRS form that needs to be filed annually for any vendors that you make payments to for services.
And are there more than one kind of 1099?
There are actually several different kinds of 1099s. There's going to be two main ones that we talk about here today. First one being a 1099 NEC or non-employee compensation. That is going to be one that you will issue to a vendor that you've paid for services of $600 or more. That's the main reason you'd use that form. A second one is going to be 1099 miscellaneous, and that is used for when you have paid rent or also lawyer fees.
And so we're going to kind of focus today on those two main kinds.
Mhm.
And we kind of talked about, she went over a little bit, who should receive a 1099? And again, that's going to be any vendor that you pay over $600 throughout the year, calendar year, via check, mainly check or
Yep.
cash. Now, if you're paying them with a credit card,
What about Venmo,
PayPal, those you're not going to do. But for those cash and checks, if you pay them over $600 in a calendar year, they qualify to get that 1099. Now, there's one more kind of stipulation on top of that is, and that's if they're not incorporated. So if you have a business that's an S Corp or a C Corp, they don't get a 1099. Now, if they're an LLC, that's where it gets a little sticky because an LLC can be a single member LLC, which means they would get a 1099.
Mhm.
It could be a partnership, which means it would get a 1099, or it could make that S Corp designation, in which case it would not get a 1099.
And what about individuals?
And individuals, absolutely, especially if they would definitely get one.
And how do you know what kind of business they are?
So the best way, and I'm going to share my screen here, the best way to find that out is when you hire someone and you've decided that they definitely are an independent contractor or a vendor. And again, that is for $600 in services. So if you spend $600 at Walmart, that's not going to qualify because you're buying something. This is services only. So if you hired Jim's Trucking, for instance, to haul materials for you, dirt, concrete, whatever it is, and you hire him to do that work, you're going to ask him to fill out this form W-9. This is an IRS form. And in here, they'll go in and put their name and business name if it's different. And right here, they are going to fill out the designation. So it is very important to get this so you know if they need a 1099 or not. And they're also going to be putting in their tax ID number.
And when should you have the vendor fill this out?
Right away before you issue them a check.
So it's kind of what is going to make them fill this out for you is if you tell them you're not going to give them their money until they have completed this form for you, you can guarantee you get it that way.
Absolutely. We have found in a lot of cases when January comes around and our clients are trying to do those 1099s, we found that some of these vendors may be hard to get a hold of then. So you definitely want to make sure to get this filled out. And when they fill in here, so if they mark individual, partnership, or LLC. Now, and when they do LLC, they're going to come down here and put which one it is right here. Those are going to be the ones you want to watch for because those will need a 1099.
Perfect.
And again, make sure they put their tax ID number in here and you're just going to file that away.
Okay. So once they've given this to you, what do you do now? So you have the information. Is there an easy way to keep track of this?
Absolutely. So I'm going to kind of switch screens here and go into QuickBooks. And as we said, 1099s are for the calendar year. Oops, sorry, I'm not sharing. It's not for, it's going to be for the calendar year,
Mhm.
and those 1099s are due January 31st of the following year. So in January 2023, you're going to be doing 1099s for 2022
Perfect.
payments. And while we get into
There
QuickBooks
we
here,
go.
so the first thing that you're going to want to do once you get that W-9 filled out, you're going to go in here and to the Get Paid and Pay screen, select Vendors, and I'm going to select this Books by Bessie. So apparently they hired someone to do some accounting for them. So you're going to go in, if the vendor's already set up, as in this case, just hit Edit. If not, you're going to actually set up a new vendor.
Mhm.
You're going to go to the edit button, fill in all this information right off of that W-9 form. Everything that on that form goes into this software, into your QuickBooks. So enter the name, the address. When you're going to scroll down here to this, so there's notes and attachments section.
What would you use that for?
So I love this section. So if you get that W-9
Mhm.
and it says Books by Bessie is an S Corp, you know that she will not need a 1099.
Okay.
So I like to go ahead and just put S Corp per signed W-9 and save that. And I'll show you in just a minute. But now if you look right here, it has gone ahead and put right on the screen. So when
can
you're doing
know.
your 1099s in
Mhm.
January, you're going to know right off the get-go that they don't need one.
Yep.
And then you wouldn't. So
you don't
then,
even have to go in and see anything
Right.
about that vendor when you know they don't need the 1099.
you can also attach a copy of that W-9 right here.
Perfect.
So always have it there. That's a great place to save it because it's going to be
Less
where you're going
paper.
to look for it.
So now, okay, you've made the note that they don't need a 1099. So what do you do when they do need a 1099?
So they do need a 1099. You're going to go in here and put that tax ID number in here, and you're going to put track for 1099.
So you want to make sure that box is checked if they need to receive it.
Check this box. So that's going to tell the software that it's going to start, that they need one at come the end of the year.
Mhm.
So we've checked Books by Bessie, and you're going to click Save. So now as we get to the end of the year and actually into January, and it's time to do those 1099s.
Mhm.
And again, you only have 31 days to do it from the end of the year to when they're due. So that's another reason the turnaround time is so fast on this. You can get some of this work out of the way ahead of time, collect those W-9s.
Absolutely.
It will make your January a little bit easier.
And that's a good point, Brooke, that you pretty much already mentioned it, but those 1099s, the IRS requires them to be filed by January 31st.
Correct. So then you're going to come January, after you've reconciled your December bank statement, you're going to come into your QuickBooks, select taxes and 1099 filings. You can actually start this process ahead of time. So this is a sample company. And so we didn't obviously use any of our clients' books for this.
Yep.
So it is wanting us to sign up for something to continue on. But if you're just going to hit continue 1099s, and it's telling us we don't have a valid tax ID number. Let's just try.
So essentially it's going to take you into this wizard. You're going to follow all the steps, enter missing information that's in each of these screens. So this screen that she's in now is related to your company's information.
Yes, and it's not letting me save. But you're going to go to the next screen here, and which is the account section, and obviously you're going to go through all these steps.
You'll
down
go through
this
each
side.
screen.
So when you get to the account section, it's going to list all the accounts, and you're going to go and check accounts that would be related, so that would need a 1099,
So
such as legal and professional, rent, as she said, Kelly said earlier.
Yep.
Those
you've got
vendors,
like landscaping.
Yes, repairs and maintenance. Yes.
You're going to select those accounts.
Yep.
So that QuickBooks knows to pull that information into the software for the 1099s.
And so then you're going to go through all these steps. You're going to go to review. QuickBooks has different subscriptions that then it's going to let you select if you want to mail them or file them right here in QuickBooks.
Yep. QuickBooks makes it very easy. Obviously, if you don't have a QuickBooks subscription that you do this through, there are options for filing. online. You can look, just do a Google search for filing
Absolutely.
online for 1099s, and you will likely find things via that to do that route as well. So,
and the nice thing with the QuickBooks version, if you have the email address for those vendors, it is going to email them a copy of it as well as mail it to them.
Yes, and that is important to note that the IRS requires you're going to send a copy to the IRS as well as to your vendor.
And it has to be done by January 31st, as we said, for
Correct.
both. So that's kind of the quick version. Obviously, if you're doing these and you get stuck, you can let us know, give us
Absolutely.
a call. Definitely something we can help out with.
Yeah, so Brooke and I hope that you found this information useful. Be sure to let us know if you have questions, reach out, email, and go ahead and follow us at the IPA with a CPA site on YouTube. And we'll see you next time.